Hello and welcome back for our last match with BUGOath. We are on the draw and we're going to be keeping a hand with Misstep and Oath of Druids and Forbidden Orchard, of course. And I think that against almost any non-workshop deck, this is a phenomenal hand. It's a little slow, but having interaction into Oath and Orchard is a big deal. So, we're misstepping Sensei's Divining Top since we'd like to not give our opponent an edge going long. And now that we have the ability to play Oath without Forbidden Orchard, it is just way more enticing. So we could play Soul Ring first, but that opens us up to our Oath sort of pseudo getting misstepped, which isn't something that appeals to me. Right, because like if they misstep our Soul Ring, we just can't play Oath this turn, so no good. And now they have to either remove their Trinket Mage from play or give us an Oath trigger, either of which I'm happy with. So they're going to spend their turn shuffling and topping. And it looks like they probably play Plows in their deck if they're playing blue, white, and black and leaving Tundra up. So we get our Oath trigger. Would absolutely like to use the ability. We mill a princely 2 cards. And we have Soul Ring into, we'll take key, untapping Soul Ring. And the Jace will seal it up. Just too much card advantage for them. Given that they're playing Trinket Mage, I have to expect Grafdigger's Cage is their weapon of choice. We have 2 options. We can either board out our Oaths and Gaia's Blessing and Gristlebrand's and just play a Planeswalker deck, or we can fight through it with Abrupt Decays and Nature's Claims and Mental Missteps. Given my main deck configuration, I think you can guess which one I am more sympathetic to. So, given that, and given the fact that he's playing artifacts in his deck, and given the fact that he has Sensei's Divining Top, don't want Swan Song because it doesn't counter Grafdigger's Cage, don't want Thoughtseize because it doesn't stop Sensei's Divining Top, and do want Tezzeret because it gives us another angle on things, and all of his disenchants or whatever are going to be overloaded anyway. So we trade in a lot of our stack interaction for a lot of on-the-board interaction, and what this means is that we're going to force him to have things and cast them more often. So this is a pretty speculative keep on the draw, but I'm fine with it. It has Time Walk as sort of a card that cycles and we can cast on turn 1. It has Abrupt Decay as a way to stop Grafdigger's Cage, and it has Forbidden Orchard to beat Oath of Druids. So, turn 1 Bob, I'm not real interested in fighting against. And this is, you know, the other upside of just keeping hands with Force of Will, is that, you know, sometimes you get to actually cast the card and have it be a really meaningful play. For instance, that Bob would have just run away with the game. And now we are at parity. So this is tough. I'm not really sure if we're supposed to fire this recall here. My instinct is that things aren't really going to get better for us. Yeah. Getting it misstepped is obviously rough, but like, he's only going to have more missteps as time goes on. So, I would rather him do that now than later, I suppose. I would imagine this is Trinket Mage for top. Although, yeah. Playing Scared would be Trinket Mage for cage. Playing to win is Trinket Mage for top. And just beating us with raw card quality. If you notice, we've drawn 3 real spells all game. And, well, actually 4. We had Time Walk. But we have, you know, 6 pieces of mana and 4 spells. And top is going to ensure that he doesn't draw any more mana than he wants to. And, oh. Well, this is actually a lovely surprise. In that our position is certainly not going to get better. Okay. Well, we're almost certainly dead to this mana drain. Sort of had to hope that he didn't have a hard piece of counter magic, whether it was mana drain or a null or spell snare or whatever it is that decks play to beat Oath. I had to hope that what they had was Grafdigger's Cage, which we could then Abrupt Decay and get our Gristlebrand free. So we're not going to decay on this turn, but I think we have to. I think we have to decay now. Letting him draw extra cards isn't really a good approach to trying to win games. And I mean, setting up draws every single turn is like bad for us, but we're still drawing live here. No, we would not like to apply a replacement effect. Okay. Well, I think this will actually close us out. Our opponent's going to have access to the top 4 cards of their deck to beat the top card of our deck. And yeah, even if we draw Oath here. Well, actually, we can draw Yawgmoth's Will. Okay. Well, now we're dead. Actually, no. No, we're not. Oath is no longer an out, but we're not dead. Now we're dead. Okay. On to game 3. A little bit better idea of what's going on here. I think that we can just out-control them. I don't think that we need so many things as so many things to blow up Grafdigger's Cage. This should be fine. And we have a bunch of different angles of attack. And hopefully one of them pans out. This deck certainly is soft to a bob. We will absolutely keep this hand. So I think we're going to Demonic for Mental Misstep and then cast Voltaic Key. So we can cast this Oath of Druids. Our opponent counters it. We go to our second main phase. And then we kill them with this Time Vault. Or they have Force of Will. They could have Force of Will. Oh, or they die. And that is how you bait a piece of counter magic. With that, I will leave you to it. I think that this deck is sweet, and I'll be back next week.